Hey y'all, I'm so glad to see you. Well, my location has changed. I'm now up near on Lake Travis. Look at this view here. I'm sitting on a couch on my friend's balcony, getting some much needed rest. I'm really, really tired. And so here I am. Getting to be here for some time to rest and prepare my heart to move back home to Wimberley. I'm just not quite ready to do that. So I'm here with my friend Anne and just really blessed beyond words that I would get to be in such a beautiful place. Like, it is gorgeous. And we went for a long walk this morning and jumped in the lake, and the lake's just right there. And so yeah, Core Wireless, here we go, I'm back on. Okay, showed it was reconnecting. So hey Kellen, hey Erica. So what I wanted to encourage you is to go for some rest too. Like, even I know, like, this is really special that I get to be in this place to rest, but he says, come away with me. And I feel like we have, or let me just speak for myself, that I have rested some, but I can tell my heart, I'm really tired. I'm exhausted. Like, I'm not able to really sleep a lot right now. So I tried to lay down and take a nap, and that didn't happen. But I've got my computer here in my lap, and I do have a little, let's see there, can you see it? Yeah, I think you can. A little fermented grape juice. And so I just wanted to say, hey Melissa, I really feel like that was a message I was supposed to share with y'all, is come away. Like, even if you go sit, like, in the bathtub, I don't know. I know this view God's given me is a gift from Him. This morning, y'all, I called up a painted bunting. We were over on the other side of the lake on our walk, and I could hear him, and I pulled up my phone app, and he came right up to the rail. So I actually got to see him from above instead of, like, I was above him, and normally when I'm calling them over in Medina, like, I'm looking up, so all I can see is the red breast. And today I got to see his yellow and purple and blue. Like, it was such a kiss from God. So I knew it was like He just gave me that. And this morning when I was sitting out here earlier, these trees right here, there was one at the very top of that tallest tree right over the rail. There was a little male that came up there and sang to me for a while. So I just know God is here with me. I'm really asking Him to heal my heart, my bleeding heart. Yeah. So I wanted to tell you, if you haven't discovered my podcast, and I feel like, man, some of you have already been watching my podcast and may get bored of me telling you this, but I know some people are going to be watching this that didn't even know I have a podcast. But it released 3 days ago on Tuesday, and I have 3 episodes out. The first episode is definitely my favorite, y'all. I was able to pull the video or the audio from my husband's service on January 24th, and I was able to, I spoke at his service, and so I talk about him, and Tuesday would have been our 35th wedding anniversary. So I know God set me up to be comforted with this message about who Wayman Lee Thurman was and what we had in our marriage. And that was the day I could release my podcast, the inaugural one. And only God could have done that. Like, I figured that out last Wednesday, because Casey, my friend, Casey, you might be watching this at some point, said to me a week ago Monday, Sarah, you have so much material, like, you should repurpose some of it. So I was like, okay, yeah, I do, I don't know. And then last Wednesday morning, I woke up going, oh, I have the eulogy I wonder if I can get that. And so I texted my daughter-in-law's brother, who was the one, Arthur, that did it, and he said absolutely. So he pulled it, and then I did an intro and an outro to it, and just so blessed by that message. And I'm getting so many messages from people that have listened to it that are really taking to heart and asking God like how their marriages could be improved. And I read 1 Corinthians 13 at Wayman's service about not keeping record of wrong. And so it's been very comforting to my heart to see that God is using Wayman's story of who he was, like as a legacy still, and that my podcast came out, Small Beginnings with Sarah, on that day. So it's blessed me. And then I decided to release 2 more. Normally I'll only be releasing on Tuesday, but I really wanted momentum, and I'm trying to get 500 downloads this week. I'm like at 237 right now, so I'm not even halfway there yet. But if you do listen to my podcast and you like it, would you share it? Because, that's just the best way, is y'all sharing and saying, hey, and podcasts are free. But my next 2, yesterday I released my story part 1, and today was my story part 2. And part 2, like today, is a little over 11 minutes, so it's not real long. But yesterday in particular, I talked about, hey, Dustin and John, I know y'all. I talk about this mindset of how, even as when I started this podcast, God told me on March 8th when I was flying from Asheville, North Carolina to Atlanta. It was a 27-minute flight. I was sitting by the window, and I was sunset, and I was just watching the clouds and the sun. It was just gorgeous. I felt like I was in the heavens, and I heard the whisper of God in my spirit tell me, you need to start a podcast like now. You need to start one. And I was like, in my mind, talking back to God and saying, we have not talked about this. That had never been in my view. Like, I never even had a vision or a dream that I would have a podcast. Like, that was just not going to be there. Well, y'all, I heard God, and I was like, okay. And he said to me, you have everything you need. Like, do it. And so, actually my trailer came out on May 8th, 8 weeks later, and then I was able to release inaugurally on May 19th, which I wanted to release on that day because of it being what would have been our 35th wedding anniversary. So I feel like God sent me people to help me along the way. Michelle, a friend, just a friend in a Facebook group from Omaha, Nebraska, helped me, and my friend Jenny and Matt did the music, and you'll hear the song, like it is so amazing and catching. And that's Jenny Fletcher's song, written especially for my podcast. I talked to her about my heart of what I wanted, and God just gifted her with this song of Small Beginnings. Fix your eyes, watch it grow, and it's really, really beautiful. And so, hey Sissy, I'm not in Medina anymore. You can see I'm up at the lake. I'm at Lake Travis for a while, so yeah. And hey, I'm going to interrupt myself because I see you on. Did Justin and Anna get the bed, Coda's bed that I ordered from Amazon? I'm hoping they did. Maybe you can comment, because I don't know. I just didn't get over to the office to get it. So anyway, that's definitely a side there, y'all, because I ordered my yellow lab that Justin and Anna now have because I've given her to them. And I ordered her a new bed, and it came in on Amazon. And then, yeah, it's sort of in the country, so it's sort of hard to get some things. But anyway, I digress there. So, yeah, going back to this Amazon, going back to this Small Beginnings deal. And then, the podcast came forth, and Matt is helping me do the audio, which I need to learn how to do that. And, but it sounds so good, and people are saying it's so professional. And I'm like, yes, because he's a professional, and he's making my ads for me. And, I do lots of takes, and he picks out the best. And so it'll get easier, but I started, and I really believe God has. Hey, Jamie Chapman, former student of mine, and a friend of my son's. So, yeah, I feel like I just want to encourage you to find that place of rest, even if it's 30 minutes or an hour right now where you take that walk that you're like, man, I really do need to go and do that, or you want to just sit and sketch, or there's like something stirring in you to just come away with Jesus. Like, find that time. I feel like there's still time for holy parentheses. And, even maybe more than 5 or 6 weeks ago, we are weary of the quarantine. And so refresh yourself with Jesus. He's waiting. And I believe there's so much creativity in us, y'all, that wants to come out. And so, yeah, I just bless you. And, so listen to my podcast and bless you with a time of rest, because I'm certainly getting it. So thank you. And thank you, Kellen, for saying rest and be still in his presence. Yeah, definitely doing that. So love y'all. Okay, bye.